Okay, Kyotsuke. Welcome. We have a full house today. Welcome everybody. Most of the people here are from Castle Rock or Hecthorn Sensei's dojo. Sam, where are you? Sam came up from Nakamura Sensei's dojo, which is very nice. And somebody here from Tanshinjuku also? Yes, what's your name? Mike. Mike, okay. Mike from Tanshinjuku is here as well. Welcome. Today's workshop is about, as you saw on the flyer, the word Gendai means contemporary. So Gendai Kogeki. I don't know about you guys, but I go to Aikido seminars and I just see the same thing over and over and over again. I see these same traditional classical or koryu attacks and techniques being taught, and that's wonderful. It's important that we do that stuff. But if that's as far as you get, then your training's lacking. There's a word, it's the wrong piece of paper. There's a word that O-sensei used a lot called takemusu. And like many Japanese concepts, it's complicated, but the shortest definition of it is creativity. And technically, takemusu means to spring forth new martial technique. And if we have any Aikido nerds here who are into reading stuff, I put just a couple of quotes here, all O-sensei's quotes that I collected from various sources that talk about how technique changes each and every day. To break old forms and craft new forms free of form, continuously giving birth to new forms generated in response to the situation at hand. This is the heart of takemusu. And many other quotes like that. So sometimes people go, well, I do it the way O-sensei did. If O-sensei were alive today, do you think he'd be doing the same stuff he was doing in the 1960s? I very much doubt it. And so it's our responsibility, and if you need justification, we have his words. Most of us don't need justification. But if you do, we have his words right here. So feel free to help yourself to one of these. I printed about 10 if you're interested. But we're going to break free from set forms and generate, create, and evolve. Because we love our art, and if our art doesn't evolve, guess what? It's going away. We revere the samurai culture, right? Where are they? They fail to adapt. So we can learn that from them, perhaps first and foremost. So with that in mind, let's have a safe practice, let's have a good time, and let's bow in. Mokuso. Yame. Right? Onegaishimasu. Okay, Emilio, please, where are you? So, we're all very familiar with Katate-Dori. But if you ever work with a brand new student and you say, hey, grab my wrist, you offer me your hand. I sometimes say, okay, this one you're going to grab my wrist, and they go like this. Anybody had that experience before? Right? Often. We often have to teach people, oh, you want me to grab in this awkward way, right? Why do we do that? Well, there are reasons, right? Aikido comes from sword work, and a lot of things are based on trying to either prevent me from drawing my sword or grabbing my sword, etc. But does anybody wear swords today? No? Okay. Oh, Mike? Okay. So let's do this. Let's do Kaeshi-Katate-Dori. Let's do what our new students who visit the dojo do naturally. So we're all familiar with Taino Henka Tenkan. There's lots of ways to do it. And, perhaps something that looks kind of like this might be the way you do it most often. But let's practice Taino Henka Tenkan instead. You with us? Regular grab. Okay. Here. Regular Taino Henka Tenkan from Kaeshi-Katate-Dori. Now he's grabbing here. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh, I'm not used to that. That's okay. That's what we're here for today. So I find this to be actually much more conducive to producing kuzushi. It's a natural grip for him. You can drop to your knee if you want. But Taino Henka Tenkan from Kaeshi-Katate-Dori, please. Kaeshi, overhand grip. Remember, Aikido is something I want to emerge. I want it to evolve, to produce itself organically. It's something that is happening. It's not something I'm doing to him necessarily. So this is me doing it to him. You see that? I want Emilio to do most of the work down. that he's defeating himself. I'm stealing his energy. I'm not having him grab me and then now manipulating him. I am manipulating him, but not actively. It's a passive here. There's no need to go up, just drop. Let him do the work. Can you pause here? Look at that. It's really hard, right? Get him to pause in midair. But he's doing all the work. He's barely even getting a grip until here. You see that? And that way I'm not using my energy, I'm stealing his energy. Okay, please continue. All right, so that was your warm-up. Everybody warmed up now? All right. Everyone's skills are different, right? The more experience you have, the more relaxed you are, but really try to relax yourself. You're among friends, it's a safe environment, so try to let the tetany go, okay? Just relax into what we're doing today. So, everybody's familiar with kata-dori? Pretty common, still pretty applicable today. Everybody's familiar with Kosa-dori. Why is it in the official Aikido curriculum? Why is there no Kosa-kata-dori? Doesn't this seem kind of obvious that it should be in the curriculum? Certainly no one's going to do this to you. Watch, wait. Right? I'm just giving him ikkyo. You see, can you do ikkyo from here? Yeah, right, I'm giving him ikkyo. But especially if Emilio's engaged with somebody else. Mike, can you come up for a second? So if these two are getting into it, just face each other. There's a good chance I might come up on an oblique and address the situation, right? So thank you, Mike, why does Kosa-kata-dori not exist? These are the kind of things that we should be practicing, not just, there's no set curriculum, but for example, if you are a fan of that book, Dynamic Sphere, they talk about 12 or 16 standard koryu. It's one of the words of the day, right? Koryu techniques, classical. But this, I'm more likely coming into him on an angle, right? So he comes in on the side this way. This is probably a more common, more likely scenario. So very easy, lots of things we can do from here. Let's do something basic. Sword up, turn, ikkyo. We all do ikkyo from Shomanuchi, we do it from Yokomanuchi and others perhaps, but here, up and ikkyo. Let's go a little slower, please, Amelia. So grab me. All I'm doing, getting off the line, raising my sword. Tenkai, finding that elbow, rolling it, and bringing it down. I don't care what you do for the pin. We teach pins here at Castle Rock. We demonstrate with pins, but I'm becoming increasingly less of a fan of pins. If I do something like take Emilio down to the mat, where'd you go, Mike? Right? Okay, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do a nice pin, and Mike's going to come up behind me, and we have problems. So one-on-one, fine, but how do you know it's one-on-one? So Kosa-kata-dori, accepting the energy, stepping back, raising your sword, finding that elbow here with the outside hand, tenkai, finding ikkyo, and just take him down to the mat. I don't care if you go down and pin or not. Let's try this, please. Kosa-kata-dori, ikkyo. Pairs. Okay, Choto, stay where you are, please. Stay where you are. So some people are getting this nicely, and other people are struggling with it. So ma'ai means what? Spacing, distance. Okay. Related to ma'ai is hyoshi, timing. Okay. So these things are both important factors. One of my rules is if I move, he moves. Right? It's an economy thing. Watch. You didn't do anything. Okay? Just kidding. So here, if I move, he moves. I'm not focusing on my arms. Right? And again, I'm here and I'm pushing, and I'm not getting anywhere. If I get somewhere, and I'm here, now I'm pushing down into this giant 2x4. So relax, soften up, open up your body. By the way, I'm not really giving him a good grip. If he gets a good grip, that's fine. Ancient secret. Hit him. Okay? Here's everyone going like this. Like a seal, right? I mean, if I can't break free, hit him, all right? He's going to do that to you. But instead, as he comes in, I'm trying here. This is furi kaburi. Raise the sword above your head. Now, maybe you get ikkyo, maybe you don't. The important thing is that you break the grip. So from here, as I tenkai, my arm is already fully extended. I'm already at full extension. I didn't mean to get that, it just happened. So make sure that you get off the line. If you're doing this, we call this T-Rexing, right? Like a little dinosaur. So make sure you're not T-Rexing. Raise that sword. Pivot. Find that elbow, that arm, and bring them down to the mat. Please switch partners, lighten up, and try it again. Okay? Everybody soften up. Be softer. Okay, Choto, stay where you are, please, Emilio. So same sort of thing here as he comes in to grab me. Obviously, ikkyo may or may not be there. Obviously, irimi is right here. Okay, and some of you naturally progress to that. That's fine too. So as he comes in, here, furikaburi. As I irimi tenkan, head, irimi. Okay, so this one might be more conducive. There may be other techniques in here, right? But for those of you who know iriminage, with your current partner, same thing. Kosa-kata-dori, now into iriminage. Please watch where you throw. Okay, Ame. Let's line up, please. Emilio, can I borrow you? So, everybody breathe. Let's not wear ourselves out in the first hour. Okay, everybody relax. Remember, part of being a good uke, there's such, and some of my students have heard this before, there's such a paradox about practicing Aikido. To me, the realism paradox is, ironically, paradoxically, the way you make training more realistic is by pretending, in a way. Okay? Some people don't like hearing that. But there's so much atemi in Aikido that if we actually do it, everyone's going home broken. Right? So there's a certain quality of ukemi that involves pretending. If Emilio doesn't lean back when a fist comes in, he's going home with a broken nose. We had a visitor here a long time ago who said, at my school, we do it full force. And I went, really? There are ambulances outside every class taking people to the hospital? No, then you're not doing it full force, right? So we have to train carefully in a way that preserves our bodies. He has foresight. He knows what I'm going to do. But being a good uke means when it comes time to practice, he needs to pretend that he doesn't know what I'm going to do, not anticipate based on the fact that we showed something a dozen times before we started practicing it. Does that make sense? Okay. So a few years ago, I was at a Broncos game. Fight broke out in the stands right in front of me. Very strange, weird thing. These two guys start getting into it with each other in the aisle on the stairs. And the strangest thing happened. Within a few minutes, they were both holding each other's wrists, like this. Okay? What do we call this? Yeah. I've never seen two grown men do this. Why would, obviously this is from me drawing a weapon and him trying to prevent it or something like that. But, so we've been practicing here, CHUDAN RYOTE-DORI. And it was very strange. But, by the way, why did they do this to each other? Because they were both worried that the other one was going to hit each other. They didn't want to hit each other, but they were worried the other person would. And they started doing this ridiculous little dance. It looked really silly. But it occurred to me, maybe that's an outlier. Maybe that doesn't happen often. And then I was at a Mammoth game. And the same thing happened. Fight broke out in the stands. Two men ended up like this. And I go, wow, this is interesting. He's worried I'm going to hit him. I'm worried he's going to hit me. So Chudan, middle level, Ryote-Dori. Let's practice something from here. Instead of doing techniques from this perhaps less, this is Koryu, old, classical. And perhaps this is Gendai, something more contemporary. Rule number one, get off the line. And cut like a sword. Get off the line. Cut, trap his wrist. Step in front, kokyu. It's right there. It's painfully obvious. And yet, most of us don't practice stuff like this. CHUDAN RYOTE-DORI, out. Kokyu. Out, trap. This is a common point. You can see a lot of techniques leading here. Let's try this one. I do kokyu, I typically don't step in. Wherever Emilio's head is leaning, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, right? Which way is the tower going to fall over one day? It's not going to fall that way. The Tower of Pisa is leaning this way. I want him to fall in the direction he's already falling. It doesn't quite make sense to me to come out here and then think I'm going to throw him toward Aaron. Right? Why? I want to work less, not more. So, CHUDAN RYOTE-DORI, slide out, trap. Step across the line and tenkan. Out. Kokinage. Okay, it's pretty tight in here. There's a reason why we limited the workshop to 30 people. So how about we work in threes? That we have a little bit more room for falling and people don't bang heads together. Okay? Okay, Anne, ready? So slide your left foot out to the left and cut with your left at the same time. Cut this way.
I'm tacking here. I'm holding you.
We all do that.
No, I did not. Here.
Mm-hmm. Keep your posture.
What angle?
Now she's leaning. Hold on. She's leaning this way, so she's going to fall that way. So step across her front. Now turn your left arm across and let her fall.
Okay.
Okay. Fall in the direction she's already falling. Okay, Choto, stay where you are. Dave, please. Okay. So now we're all working this out. By the way, has anyone ever, other than Castle Rock students, has anyone not from Castle Rock done this attack before? It's not in the curriculum, right? The so-called curriculum. So go slow. But somebody not from Castle Rock, what am I forgetting? Get off the line. Right, there's a truck coming. It's bigger than me. Move, okay? And again, if I move, he moves. I'm really not affecting him. I need to slide out to the side. Now I'm taller than him, and his head's leaning that way. So don't go into him. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is leaning this way. Don't throw him that way. There's an addiction in Aikido where people are like, Kokinage! But I'm going right into a wall. He's already halfway to the floor. Step across. Let him fall. Let the tree fall in the direction it's falling. So, as you cut to the side, get off the line. If I move, he moves. Dave's taller than me. Dave is shorter than me. I want to be taller than Dave to affect him. Okay, change partners, try it again, and everybody go softer, please. Okay? Yes. Good, try it again, Mike. Go slower. Okay, stop. Now, let me show you something kind of cool. Bruce, can you go like this? Okay. See the circle around Bruce? That's his circle of balance. That's where he's strong. If you step into his circle, he's dominating the environment. Okay? So as he grabs me, I want to move far enough outside. Do you see how I'm taller than Bruce now? Because I stepped outside of his circle to where he had to compensate. If you step inside his circle, he's in charge. He's still taller than me. I'm in trouble. Okay? So take a big step outside your partner's circle. Okay, Choto, stay where you are, please. Emilio. So people are getting better at this. Now, some people are kind of doing this. All right? And I'm just inviting a kick, right? And I'm completely exposing myself. So watch how, this could even be a temi if the opportunity exists. So both hands are moving out to the side. Don't expose yourself by going, sunshine. Okay, let's just, same side. Here, you see, I still have this, I have Sumio Toshi right here. So, obviously you could do Sumio Toshi from here, but out, moving outside. Keeping your hands in the center of your body, not moving them out to the side. It moves out to the side, but my hips come with. So don't make a big circle like this. Okay? Let's change gears. Let's do the same thing, but I just showed Sumio Toshi, but what else is available to us? Shihonage, right? It's obvious, okay? So let's practice with the new partners, that same entry, stepping off, trapping the wrist here. And I guess ura is probably more available to me. If you don't know shihonage, someone will show it to you. Lots of ways to do shihonage. I'm holding his wrists very lightly so I don't crank on him in the dojo so we can practice hundreds of times. Obviously in the street I would be a lot tougher. I'm dropping to my knee, you don't have to, but try the same thing here. Shihonage, please, with new partners. Thank you, Amelia. Okay, Yame. Let's do Koki-doza. Okay. So, we're all very aware of the very practical and likely encounter that you'll be kneeling in front of somebody that you're angry at, and they'll grab your wrists, right? We've all had that no? Just me? Okay. So, yeah, Koki-doza has lots of purposes, and it's an exercise, perhaps, more than a technique per se. Lots of ways to do it. But again, there's this awkward, we call this handshake style grab, right? Choku-dori. Some people call it honte-dori. Okay. Today I've been calling it this overhand grab, Kaeshi-dori. And in my experience, at least here, that's people's natural inclination is to grab thumb down, Kaeshi-dori. Some people call it gyakute-dori. This way. That you have to train a new student to do this. And it's awkward. So let's try today Koki-doza from Kaeshi-dori. Now, someone grabbing you like this with two hands is contrived, right? No one's going to walk up to you and go like this. But they might with one hand, especially off to the side. But let's practice our traditional Koki-doza from Kaeshi-dori. Okay? And you'll find it's different. When we do Choku-dori, I want my elbow down, his elbow up, right? In Kaeshi-dori, his elbow's already up, so is mine. So we have to find some other ways around here. I like to go this way. Out, cut across. You'll find this unusual if you're not used to it. But look for different little goat's paths in this exercise. So, Koki-doza, Kaeshi-dori. Go ahead. Oh, and if there's a pair right next to you, you're going to roll into each other. So if there's a pair right next to Emilio and I, we're going to turn 90 degrees so that we don't roll into each other. Okay, so mind your surroundings, please. Go ahead. Try this, watch. Pretend you're drinking tea. Take your pinky and make it go around the circle. Yeah, and she's done. Good. In general, Mike, try not, it's hard. Try not to ever put your hand behind your back. Okay, if I put my hand behind my back, look what's happening to Dana. She's getting ready to tackle me. Can you just dive in and tackle me? Because I want her to. Okay. So now, instead, keep your hands in front of you at all times. Cops put your hands behind your back for a reason, because we're weak. Okay?
You found it.
Okay, Yame, let's line up, please. Kiltsuki. So, that's just, Dan and I have been documenting these, what we call GENDAI KOGEKI, these non-classical attacks, some of which we think are more applicable in today's environment. We call them GENDAI, okay, contemporary versus Koryu. Those words are on the board if they're foreign to you. So, one final quote from O-sensei here. Part of the essence of Aikido is progress, and the changing of techniques over time occurs naturally. Okay, so be careful about people that say, hey, that's not Aikido. Says who? Are you getting off the line? Are you blending? Are you producing kuzushi? Are you maintaining your posture? It's Aikido.